Let's see longest job first algorithm. It is just like shortest job first, where we have picked up the shortest jobs and scheduled them first. Here we are going to pick the longest jobs and schedule them. So what is the criteria again? Burst time. And the mode is non-preemptive, which means once we pick up a job, we are going to run it till completion. So otherwise we are not going to take it out, right? And similarly it will have a preemptive version as well. We shall see it too. First let's do this. At time 0, what are the processes that are available? Only one process is available, therefore I don't have any other choice. So I am going to pick up P1. I don't care whether it is the longest or shortest, I have no choice at all, right? And now by the time 3, these 3 become available, right? Isn't it? P2, P3, P4. Now among these remaining, I am going to pick the next longest. What is the longest? P4, right? So if I pick the P4, the next longest among the available, then it is going to run for 8 units, therefore it is totally 5 units, therefore it is totally 8 units, and P4 is going to be over, right? And then this one also becomes available by the time 8. So now P1 is over, P4 is over, P1 is over, P4 is over. Then in the remaining jobs you pick the longest one first. So what is the longest one? P5. P5 is going to run for 6 units. Therefore 6 units is how much? 14 here, right? P5 is over. Then what is remaining? P2 and P4. Then the next one is P4 is over, right? P4 is over. Okay, this is not over. P2, P3 is not over. Now the remaining jobs are P3 and P2. Therefore the longest one is P3 among them. Therefore P3 is going to run here till 18, and then P2 is going to run for how much? I think it is P1 is over, right? Then it is P2 only. So P2 is going to run for 2 units, then it is 20, right? Okay, just see this. First one which got scheduled is the only one which is available at that time, which is P1. And then by the time the first one finished, the time is 3. Therefore all these are P1, P2, P3, P4 are available, and among them the longest one is P3, therefore scheduled is P4, therefore scheduled it, and by the time it finishes the time is 8. By that time even the P5 is also available, therefore all are available, but then 1 and 4 are over by then. Therefore in the remaining I am taking the longest one, which is nothing but 6, P5, which runs for 6 units, and then P1, P4, P5 are over. P1, P4, P5 are over. In the remaining two, P1 and P2, the longest one is P2, therefore the longest one is P3, therefore P3 is scheduled, and then the next longest one is P2, therefore P2 is scheduled. Got it? Now let's try the remaining things are same. How do you write the completion time and turnaround time? Everything is same. Completion time, turnaround time, waiting time, and you could even write the response time if you want. See this. Now what is the completion time? Completion time of P2 is, since it is just non-preemptive, either you can go from left hand side or right hand side, you are going to see every process exactly once. So if it is preemptive version, when you are talking about completion, since a process might occur at various places, you should see the last time a process has occurred. That is going to give you the completion time, right? But here it is going to occur only once, either the first, either you scan from the left or scan from the right. It's not a big deal. Now what is the P1 here? Completion time of P1 is 3. Completion time of P2 is 20. Completion time of P3 is 18. Completion time of P4 is 8. And P5 is 14. Right? Now what is the turnaround time? Completion time minus arrival time. So how much is it? 3, 19, 16, 5, and then 10. Then what is waiting time? Waiting time is turnaround time minus burst time. So it is 0, it is 17, and it is 12, it is 0, it is 4. What about response time? Response time is nothing but after the process has arrived, what is the first time it got scheduled or after how much time it got a chance of running on the CPU for the first time, right? Then see this. P1 arrived at 0 and immediately it got scheduled, therefore its response time is 0. And P2 arrived at 1 and it got scheduled at 20, therefore its response time is 19. So it has to wait for 19 units of time before it responds for the first time. And then P2 arrived at P3 arrived at 2 and it got scheduled at 14 for the first time, isn't it? Therefore its response time is 12. And P4 arrived at 3 and it got scheduled for the first time at 3, isn't it? Yeah, arrival time and then scheduling time both are same, therefore response time is 0. And what about P5? P5 arrived at 4 and it got scheduled for the first time. P5 arrived at 4 and it got scheduled for the first time at 8, therefore its response time is 4. You please check the numbers once again, and now we can observe that I can take all this: average turnaround time, average waiting time, and average response time, right? So that is how this longest job first works. It is just like shortest job first. Other than that, simply the change is that we are going to take the longest processing time first. If you want to apply the same algorithm here, you could have changed the burst times to negative values. If I put burst times to negative values, then that shortest job first will nothing but the longest job first, isn't it? Okay.